I always run into issues when building websites. They break. Stuff never goes as planned, and sometimes I simply lack these skills to do what I want to do. During these hopeless moments, I need to know that the web hosting provider is on my side. So was A2 Hosting on my side when my website broke? Let's rewind a bit. A2 Hosting says that they're offering up to 20 times faster web hosting and that they've got you covered with a solution you can depend on. Sounds nice, right? But 20 times faster than what exactly? That's the very first thing I've tried to figure out when doing this review. What's the reference point for saying they're up to 20 times faster, so I could test their claims? The support agent explained that the 20 times speed difference is actually between their turbo and non-turbo plans. Naturally, I was curious to figure out what makes turbo so turbo, because $5.99 a month or $6.99 a month doesn't seem to be a big enough difference to be worth a 20 times increase in speed, right? I've researched all 10 listed features of the turbo plans and noticed that only 3 are actually important: AMD EPYC CPUs, NVMe storage devices, and Lightspeed servers. To my knowledge, no other web hosting provider is offering AMD EPYC CPUs and NVMe storage in their shared hosting plans except for A2 Hosting. Why? Because it's expensive. AMD EPYC CPUs have been released in 2019 and cost around $5,000 each. Most other providers simply use Intel Xeon CPUs from 2012 or 2013 for their shared plans that come in at under $1,000 each. This means that in some cases, AMD EPYC configuration can offer up to 2 or 3 times better performance, but they're 5 times more expensive for the provider. But that's not all. This is a hard drive, big, clunky, and old. This is a modern SSD drive with no mechanical parts, so it's much faster. And I mean, this is an NVMe M2 drive. These are the ones that A2 Hosting is using, and it holds as much data as this guy, but it's 4 times faster. NVMe storage is around 4 times faster than regular SSDs and around 20 times faster than regular HDD drives. For me, as a potential A2 Hosting user, this means just one thing: if I'm not buying the turbo plans, I'm pretty much wasting my time. Because A2 Hosting is not better than any other provider in the low-tier plans, but they really stand out as the mid to high-tier option for a reasonable price. Based on this decision, obviously I bought the Turbo Boost plan, and I've used the A2 Hosting control panel to create my website, which was actually fairly easy. They use the standard cPanel, so creating a website is just a couple of clicks. In around 4 to 5 minutes, I've had this website up and running. Using Google Page Speed tools, I could test how fast my A2 Hosting website loads: 75 out of 100 on mobile and 95 out of 100 on desktop. I've also ran the test on GTmetrix, where my website loaded in 1.1 seconds. Also, here's a demo of me simply browsing the website in real time. I mean, it's pretty snappy. I'm switching between pages and loading WooCommerce elements, pretty much no problems at all. This confirms how much of an improvement this hardware is over regular web hosting, because I haven't optimized my website for speed at all. It's fast right out of the box. But that doesn't mean it can't be made faster. A2 Hosting offers a plugin called A2 Optimizer. This plugin looks for mistakes or bad practices on your website and automatically corrects them. With most of the settings enabled, I've used fast-or-slow.com to determine my website speed around the world, and it scored a 92 out of 100. India, Korea, United States, Europe, all regions pretty much showed 0 problems. I mean, I ran every single test I could, and the A2 Hosting scored excellent in every single one. But I did run into some issues, so I think this is an excellent time for me to talk about A2 Hosting's support. I just couldn't get one of the optimizer features to activate. It was just showing me an error no matter what I did. So I figured the problem was from A2 Hosting, not me. I've contacted their live chat support, who responded immediately, I've explained the problem I was having and they offered to fix it for me without any hesitation. I've just let them do their thing and I've got a message that my issue was resolved in around 5 minutes. Overall, the support agents aren't acting like your friends. The interactions are a bit forced, like talking to a robot, but they do solve your problems, which is kind of the important part. As for the features and the control panel, well, take a look yourself. For me, it looks outdated, but it's not hard to use. You're able to create separate email accounts, for example emmet@emmetsites.tech, and access your email box. I've already showed you that you can create a website pretty easily as well. The biggest problem with A2 hosting really boils down to pricing. For example, you don't get a free website name, so that's an extra cost on top of your plan. And the renewal fees are quite high, in some instances as high as 3 times the original advertised cost. I would treat A2 hosting as an alternative to SiteGround. If you need to host multiple websites, if you're looking for some excellent performance for the money you're paying for, I'll leave discount links in the description down below. However, if you feel like A2 hosting is just too expensive, you can find a list of the best cheap web hosting providers on the screen right now. Click the link.